I'm starting this review a little bit differently to normal. Ordinarily, you'd go through the whole close-up first, but I'm showing you how this Mitre Gauge works when it comes to cutting and its accuracy, because I thought if this isn't something that you're interested in, then you can shoot on past it. However, I'm showing you this because that 90-degree setting is absolutely bang on. I was very, very happy with that, and I will explain how that all works in a little while, but bang on, very happy. So then after that, the next thing that I use these for is for 45 degrees generally, and I was surprised at how accurate this is. I will explain it again later on and show you some other joints that I've made. However, this just surprised me with how accurate it was at cutting 45 degrees. I gave them a little bit of a quick sand, and then this is the result. So this big bad boy is the Vevor 18-inch Mitre Gauge, and I've got to say, for the money, it's not bad. Let me show you about it. So first off, we've got a regular Mitre Gauge size, so not any of this kind of weird stuff that you get on a lot of job site saws, although they are getting better. And at the front and the back, there is also this little puppy. Now, this washer will mean that if you've got a T-slot in your Mitre Gauge, you can pop this underneath. Now, I didn't like the T-slot being on the back end, so I just removed it. However, you can have it there if you want to. Now then, to get a nice and comfortable fit into your Mitre Gauge, you've got these. So as you tighten these rings expand, and so that means that once it's in the slot, you can just tighten them up so they're snug but not too tight, and jobs are good. And so we've got a bunch of those there to play with. Now then, when it comes to the bottom here, we've got some fairly straightforward kind of stuff, but I do want to mention something, and I think this is pretty cool. When I first got this, I was very concerned that there didn't seem to be any adjustments. So if this wasn't directly square, I didn't know how that was going to sort of work out, you know. However, what I've found is that at the bottom here, you can undo these two Allen keys, just like that, and then you've got a little bit of movement here. Now, it's not very much movement, however, it was enough just to be able to pull this into exactly perfect for what I needed to do, and that I am very, very impressed with. To give you an idea, I quickly threw this frame together for this little kind of thing that came off of Temu, but I've never been able to do good 45-degree miters. I'm just horrific at it. However, this meant that it worked out really, really well. You can see that I've not really had to do much filling or anything in either of those ones, and at the bottom here, we're the same sort of quality. So I was very, very impressed that this Mitre Gauge essentially gave me the best miters that I've had as a fairly average woodworker. You know, they came through really, really well. I imagine if you really wanted to, you could put a shim back here, but to be honest with you, it seems to be machined with enough accuracy that I've not needed to do that, and so hopefully you wouldn't either. So that's pretty good. Okay, so to change the angle, it is a two-step process. I think it probably could be a one-step, but this does mean that it locks down pretty well. So we have to remove this gold screw at the bottom here first. Once that gets removed, like so, there's not many threads on it, as you can probably see. Once that gets removed, then we can undo the main kind of knob, and then we've got full movement of your how's your father. Now, you will see as well that it does lock down at the major kind of intervals. So we've got your kind of 0 degrees, 10, 22.5, 30, 45 and 60 as well. So it'll lock in there and really help you get the angles that you're looking for. Like I said, what we have to do is pop the bottom screw in first. That'll lock it down, and then we can tighten up the hand, and that's a nice big handle to help you from a safety perspective as well. Now, there is a scale along the top here that you may be able to see. However, I don't really understand why it's there, because for me, it's the wrong way round. I would want this, instead of starting at 0 on this end and then going to sort of 17 3/4 on the other in inches, I would want it to start at 0 on this end so I could then measure things out. So I may remove this at some point in time, or at least I think it's lasered on. So I will stick another sticky on the top of that to go from 0 on this end, and then I get this relatively close to the blade, and jobs are good. And you can see that I have actually had it so close to the blade that I've taken just a teeny weeny bit of this plastic cover off. You can remove these covers if you want to as well. It's just essentially aluminium profile, but yeah, does a grand job. On the front face, as you can see here, we've got upside down numbers that come all the way along like so. In all honesty, you can't see them when you're using it. I don't really understand why they're there. Maybe you could kind of put this another way around, but I haven't found a need for it. Now, that might be my inexperience showing, but yeah, I don't really see. I guess the fact that it's upside down means you can kind of look over the top of it and see what's going on against the stop there, but I couldn't tell you. And while we're talking about my general inadequacies, we do have a stop block here. Now, there isn't any sort of deflection on it, which is good. I like that. Along the top here, it does have this kind of thing that you have to undo, and then you can move it around. Now, we do have here a maybe for making box joints or something, but again, my inexperience on this probably is shining through, because I don't know how you would use this particular aspect. If you set it, then I don't know. I don't know why that would be a thing, in all honesty, but there you go. Someone probably knows. If you know, leave it down in the comments. But otherwise, all in all, we are in pretty solid shape. It's all aluminium, it's strong. I've been using it, it's surprisingly accurate, and at the moment it's coming through about 45 quid on the Vevor website. I'll make sure that I do leave a link down below. So tell me in the comments down below, is this the sort of thing you're interested in? Would you like to get one of these? Have you got one of these? Leave me your thoughts down below, and I'll get back to you again with another video very, very soon.